podcast where we will be discussing Formula One. Aaron.
Hello, welcome. Sweet. So, what we're going to start with today?
Let's start with the season so far, I guess. Vettel's won 2 Grand Prix already. He's got quite a bit to go. Bottas didn't
Oh,
let him through in Russia.
oh yeah.
Not at all, no. So I guess we can just start straight from the top with the Australian Open. How do you
I,
think that went?
I reckon Ferrari just pulled it all the way through. Actually, like out of nowhere, because you would expect more from Mercedes, but they're actually competing this
Competing,
season.
competitive.
Competing, yeah, competitive. um,
Yeah,
that's quite a surprise from since last year as well. So,
yeah, because I don't know what Ferrari have tweaked their engine with, but they seem to be quite far ahead of Mercedes at this stage, even though they've both won 1 Grand Prix so far. I think, but I think Vettel's putting on quite a show, I guess, with his performance.
yeah,
Because he's been in the podium on every single race so far, and you know that that shows that
yeah,
Ferrari's. It shows his intent basically to basically dominate, and he's doing that very very well.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's still early in the season as well, so you never know what Ferrari's got hidden in, like, whatever they're going to do later, and also the early improvements that they put on in the races as well. That could actually have a step forward into winning and putting on a podium for each team.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And let's talk about the Chinese Grand Prix now. All races except Carlos Sainz started off on the intermediates. Sainz started off on the softs, and it turns out straight after the first lap, everyone had to lap in to
Oh yeah,
change their
change the
tires.
softs.
Yeah, because
I'm,
it was raining in the morning and the track was quite damp. And when they went to inspect it, it was very cold. It was very damp, humid. Not humid.
yeah,
There was high humidity, obviously. But yeah, and so despite doing all that, Hamilton still won the race,
I'm
just
surprised. Yeah,
losing basically whole lap and pulling it
yeah,
off. Yeah, quite impressive. Verstappen coming third on that, Vettel second, Hamilton first.
yeah.
Again, once
I mean,
again, good competition showed by Ferrari.
oh yes, yes. I mean, even Verstappen up there as well. That's something. I mean, despite Daniel Ricciardo, I mean, there's not much going on there. But to the point of Carlos Sainz not even needing to pit and everyone else needing to pit.
I guess that's
Um,
just Toro Rosso's strategy.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you could have one of your drivers on this set of tires and the other one on that, and see what happens.
Yeah,
It's a good like test in yeah yeah just test between the drivers. So
absolutely. And Verstappen, not his first podium in his career. He's won a Grand Prix already, and seems to have a bright future, doesn't he?
yeah, he's got the potential to actually challenge all these world champions, actually, despite his age as well. So,
19,
uh,
yeah,
yeah, it's pretty younger than me. So,
younger than me. So, well, he's
um, so yeah, he's got the car to do it. It's just making it happen. And I mean, that third position in China actually put a
yeah.
stamp on it.
I
So,
remember the last 2 or 3 laps. Him and Ricardo were 3 and 4, and Ricardo was gunning after Verstappen to get that third spot, and Verstappen just not giving him any room to overtake. He was they were neck and neck, not neck. Sorry, they were nose to bumper for quite a bit, but Verstappen just held on, didn't let much more experienced Ricardo through. It really shows exactly he's how much skill he's got in racing.
yeah, I mean, despite the equal cars they're in as well, I guess.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's not much to capitalize on that. It just depends on the driver. I mean,
yeah. And the next race, Bahrain. which Bottas actually got pole for that,
Oh
but
yes, yes.
couldn't
His
couldn't
first pole.
his first pole, and he couldn't really do much about it, could he? Because Vettel once again too strong throughout the race, and I think he deserved the win there. I'm not his biggest fan, but credit what credit's due.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you push hard and harder, it's you're going to get rewarded later. So
Yeah,
same
Hamilton
results.
another
Yeah,
second. Sorry for interrupting there, but
that's
Hamilton
right.
had another second in
Yeah, exactly.
Bahrain. So stacking up the points there, both Mercedes and um, Ferrari.
Ferrari. Yeah.
And in fact, both teams, they're the only teams that have got drivers up on the podium so far. Because in Australia it's Vettel, Hamilton, Bottas.
But
China it's Hamilton, Vettel, Verstappen. Oh, sorry, I
Verstappen.
forgot Verstappen. So Red Bull have got a
Verstappen.
podium.
Yeah.
In my notes, I've just written Vettel twice, so that that
Yeah.
that put me off a bit there. Yeah, but yeah. Bahrain
No,
was a good race, and of course, last weekend, the best race of my life that I've ever witnessed.
yeah.
Because my man Valtteri, he put
Yeah.
on such a good show, especially that first overtake of
Oh yeah.
Vettel using the slipstream correctly, and he
Man,
really was on top of the whole race, wasn't he?
yeah. Like goes to show like how much I don't know, determination, I guess you could say.
Yeah, especially what it was his 81st, sorry, 81st
In
race,
race, yeah.
and hadn't won a
So
Grand Prix before. It took a long time, but I'm glad
yeah.
he finally got there. People saying, oh, if there's any other driver in Mercedes, they would have won. I don't think so.
It,
Bottas is a good
yeah.
driver.
I mean, yeah, the top six drivers, they're all really experienced and really good drivers. It all comes down to everything. I mean, not just the driver, but the actual team to put the car together and making sure it's all running correctly and making sure that it's doing its job. So
Yeah, and Vettel second again in, I'm sorry, in Russia.
no, yeah, 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 and Bottas first this time, so
Yeah,
his first ever win.
of course. And then my second main man, Mr. Raikkonen.
Knows what he's doing.
I love that man. I cannot express how much.
Spectacular race though.
And he's just such a meme, man. He
Yeah.
remember that he got confused. He thought Hamilton was ahead of him the
How
whole
much?
race, and he asked like,
uh,
"When did Bottas get ahead of us?" And the
yeah.
engineers were like, "Bottas was ahead the whole time, mate."
Oh, time. Oh, it's so funny.
Speaking of Raikkonen, he hasn't won a Grand Prix since what, Australia 2013.
I think so. Yeah.
How do you think that
It's
he can win another Grand Prix before he retires? Because
um.
I presume he's going to retire this season, if not next. With
Yeah.
I'm sorry, with Hamilton and Vettel
Ferrari.
dominating so far, do you think he can get past them to win
Mm,
a race or
it's
two?
hard to. Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, I guess you got to pick his favorite track, but Russia, he done really well. I mean, held off for a third. Maybe in the next few races, even
Uh,
Monaco, anyone's up for a win for that. So
well, absolutely.
any, anything
Let's
can happen.
Yeah, because I think he would have come third in Russia anyway because Hamilton was struggling to get the temperature down in his car.
Yeah, that's really surprising.
Yeah, and it really cost him, a podium in that race because I think Hamilton started off well as well, but his car just couldn't deliver, and a few hot corners, and
Yeah,
yeah, it just didn't go well for him at all. But still, fourth place, he got the points.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, like despite having a overheating car, whatever the problem was with it, because he wasn't getting enough power, holding off fourth. Who was fifth? Verstappen
Verstappen
couldn't
was
even
fifth,
catch
was
up
he?
to him. Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
but
I'm not sure if they show the times between the Sochi race.
yeah, it
I
was
have
10 seconds between Verstappen and Hamilton.
10 seconds.
That's
Wow,
yeah, and it was growing a bit as well. So as the race goes on, so
that's interesting.
yeah.
And it turns out we're on the subject of Kimi Räikkönen. He actually holds a record on the fastest lap in Sochi.
Ah, okay, yeah,
1 minute 36.8.
yeah. Fast one
Madman,
there.
madman. So yeah, points table so far: Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas, Mr. Raikkonen, Verstappen, Ricardo, Perez, Massa, Sainz, and Ocon. Ocon's doing well, isn't he? Young man.
Yeah, yeah, 18 years old as well. Jeez, he's not doing too bad.
Yeah, and I'd expect Grosjean to be a bit higher,
Oh
but
yeah.
I guess he was taken out by Palmer
Oh,
on
on that subject as well. Uh, on that first corner, you can debate about it, but everyone's saying it's Grosjean's fault.
I don't actually see it as anyone's fault. I think it's just a crash that happened.
Ooh, yeah, like a race crash, race incident.
Yeah,
Um,
couldn't do much about not neither driver could do much about it really because it was
yeah,
just
exactly.
like
Like,
what were they supposed to do, man?
yeah, I mean, Palmer was doing the right inside lane.
Yeah,
Grosjean was like in going for the gap on the really inside. Toro Rosso on the outside of Palmer, so Palmer
he didn't have any
wouldn't have
room
done
to go anyway. Yeah,
much. Yeah, exactly. So it's just a race incident actually. So not much you can do.
yeah. So Vettel, he's 13 points ahead of Hamilton, but Mercedes are leading the constructors championship so far with
Uh,
1 point.
1 point. Oh, it's gonna be close, I reckon, this
Yeah.
year.
Fastest pit stop in 2017 so far. Williams have three:
Oh
Australia,
yeah,
China, and Bahrain. In Russia, it was Red Bull. They got the fastest pit stop
yeah.
by 1 millisecond. Was it?
Oof.
Yeah. Williams got 2.34 pit stop, and Red Bull had 2.33.
Jesus, someone beating Williams in a pit stop.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
So it
But
turns
Red
out
Bull do have like a consistent fast pit stop though. So
not as quick as Williams, are they? I
uh
think Williams are
not
overall
not
the quickest.
yeah, Williams are the top of the pit stop, but Red Bull are like second or third consistently though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like either from the Ferraris and Mercedes as well. So
Yeah, Mercedes, I'd really expect them to, and Ferrari for that matter. With the funding they
yeah,
have, they really should have, enough training to change the tires or do any other adjustments quickly because that can really cost them.
yeah,
Mind you, it
especially
hasn't cost them so far because they've won every single Grand Prix so far. Anyway,
yeah.
it's
Anyway,
good to see. Yeah,
moving on to McLaren issues. I mean,
Fernando, man, what happened to you?
uh, that would have been sad. I mean, well, it is, but imagine being in that formation lap and it all goes out
Yeah.
before the pit lane. It's just getting out there.
What do you
Just
know what
walk.
caused it? Because I don't.
Neither do I. I don't think they issued it during the race, but there might be more information after it. Just most probably have done a Ricardo thing like in Australia, just shut off or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
because um, yeah, I really don't know what happened because I was quite sad to see him go before the race even started because he's one of my favorite drivers. And he's done so well in Formula One. It's just hard to see. Well, not hard. It's just sad to see him fall.
yeah, out of a race, especially like this one,
Yeah,
he could have made like an impact through the whole grid. Uh, yeah, through the whole grid in the race.
yeah, but I suppose with he's going off to IndyCar now, so
Yeah.
hopefully he does
So,
well there. He's a good driver, so I don't see
oh
any issues.
yeah.
I just
As I was
wish,
saying, like
yeah,
I if any Formula One driver goes outside the Formula One races and makes an impact there, it's like, oh, where is he from? He's from Formula One, so that how like they get races over. So
He's just
like it's incredible to see like an F1 just go driver just to go to one one particular race to another that's completely different.
yeah, yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah,
Well, on the subject of Fernando Alonso, he's another man that can. It's been here it's been here for a long time, and along
oh
with
yeah.
Massa and Kimi Raikkonen,
Oof.
old men. Will they be
Yeah.
retiring anytime soon? Do you think?
Ooh. I'm only guessing like maybe two, like at least the 2 years or so, but I don't know, no more than 10. I'm only presuming.
No more than 10.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you can't really put a pinpoint on where they're exactly heading. So it's only race after race, and you see where they're going. So
Yeah. What about Red Bull? Ricardo hasn't been able to pull off. He's had to step out of 2 races so far, which is
yeah,
and
really,
it really makes
really
you think
sad.
because I don't think he's being aggressive enough to win a race. To be quite frank, he needs to pick up his pace, but he's much better than I am at Formula One driving. So
Yeah, especially me as well. Um, it's hard and sad to see him out of 2 races already when he could have mm, made the top four. I mean, and more points as well because Verstappen's like grabbing them all. But just to pinpoint these little incidences, the right rear, I think it
yeah,
was
caught fire, didn't it?
in fire, and it's like you just can't do anything about it. And in Australia, just like his power just went out or something.
Yeah,
So
stopped before the
it's
racing started. No, no,
yeah,
he got going, but then he had to pull out soon after.
yeah.
That's not good to see.
After the second or the first formation lap,
Yeah,
so it's kind of sad. But I wish he does much better, like 1, 2, or 3 in the next races.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean he's got the
Yeah,
depending on how the qualifiers go in Spain, he really has the potential
yeah,
to do that.
Spain, and then
Monaco's because last year
so it's,
he was
this
robbed of the win. Ricardo.
yeah, oh, just insanely robbed. I mean,
Why didn't they have the
sure,
tyres ready? They called him into the pits with
that
no
was the
tyres.
only thing. Like I'm sure they're going to capitalize on that on Monaco this year.
Yeah,
Like they're going to have the tires ready right next to the car.
they better. 'Cause Ricardo, I
Yeah,
don't think he'll be very
otherwise
happy if
someone's going to get you know uh,
someone's gonna
talked
lose a
down onto
job.
that.
Yeah, and of course Monaco, if it's raining, they might even
Oh,
give him more of an advantage because Ricardo's pretty good
yeah.
at wet
Oh,
weather races.
yes, he is. He loves the rains, but also he loves Monaco. I think so does everyone else, but
Yeah.
yeah, not as much as Ricardo. I think.
Finally, let's finish on some controversy. Massa,
Yeah.
Felipe Massa, last lap of Sochi Grand Prix.
Oh,
His blocking Vettel. What do you think? Was it intentional? Was
that's
he doing it to aid his former Williams partner to win his first Grand Prix?
that's the thing. It can be viewed on both sides as well. Could be or it couldn't have been. I mean, Vettel looked at it in his view, obviously, and if you look back at the replays as well, giving him the finger as well as
Yeah,
he was going past.
yeah, I saw that.
Um, I mean, even though if Vettel knew that was, or Massa knew he was blocking Vettel, I mean,
But Massa was
uh,
right. He gave him a lot of room on the right side of the road. He went straight away to the left. Vettel didn't capitalize, I guess.
yeah, I mean, if Massa was going to the left and Vettel was going to the left as well, because he had to turn left, so into the right hander.
Yeah, he had to turn. Sorry, my dog's barking.
That's all good. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could have went either way, but I guess it wouldn't have really mattered in the end. I mean, it's hard on the last lap as well because Bottas was going to go for the checkered flag, depending how that will go, and then Vettel catching up ever so much every lap. So I mean, Massa could have been blocking Vettel, but Vettel just saw it as him blocking. So
Yeah, and I think Vettel had his grounds to complain, but I don't think he would have overtook Bottas anyway because Bottas was just he was on fire. He couldn't have let Vettel through in the final
yeah,
stretch. I don't think.
that's the thing. Like, I don't know if the thing is, with Vettel's pit stop, it could have been even if 2 laps earlier than the original pit stop.
Yeah.
Um, it could have made a difference from winning and losing. I mean, and also the position he would have been with Massa could have been avoided, but you can't really tell what's going on ahead of the race. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, next race is Spain,
Spain,
and
oof.
if you judge by last year's race, I'll just bring that up here. Nico Rosberg won, so Mercedes have. Sorry, no, Verstappen won last race. That was because the
Yeah,
Mercedes did
the
the whole world a favor.
incidents. Yeah.
Speaking of that, whose fault do you think it was, Hamilton or Rosberg? I happen to say Hamilton.
Neither, I guess, as well, because I looked at it recently again. So really interesting situation. I mean, Rosberg did have his settings on the wrong settings.
Yeah, low engine power and low
So
emission settings.
yeah, harvesting mode apparently. So I'm not sure if he was going for the corner, the one, two, I think third corner. So he's going in for the inside, or he was letting Hamilton through, but Hamilton made the judgment of overtaking earlier than Rosberg going for the corner.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're both in the right. It's just no one made it wrong.
Interestingly, last year there's only two Grand Prix or two teams that actually won the Grand Prix. That's Mercedes and Red Bull.
Yeah.
Because if you look at last year's results, it's just Rosberg, Hamilton everywhere. Rosberg won most of the races. Obviously, ended up winning the championship, but Max Verstappen won, out of sheer luck. I think one of the Mercedes drivers would have won Spain, but
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Daniel Ricciardo won Malaysia. So hopefully he does well in Malaysia this year.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the thing. Like even if Hamilton on that last lap, I think in Malaysia, he didn't engine power failure.
Yeah,
So if that didn't happen, I mean, construct drivers championship, Hamilton could have won. But um, I mean, luck is on Red Bull's side sometimes, but I'm not sure about this year. So
yeah. I guess all we can hope for is a Ricciardo victory in Monaco and just goes on from there because I think Monaco is his best chance of winning, or winning a Grand Prix to start off with.
yeah, he did pole last year with Ultrasoft, so that's really
Yeah,
good. He done really well until the pit stop in the race because he was leading like I think 20 seconds or something, or a
oh
couple
wow,
of 10 seconds or so, and that pit stop of 20 seconds it just cost him so much.
damn.
Yeah, just everyone was devastated as well. Like someone was going to get fired, but I don't know. Sure, don't know if that happens.
Yeah.
So, but I think high hopes for this year's Monaco will be in Daniel's favor.
Well,
Um,
Ricardo's only 7 seconds behind Hamilton last year, and that was with the pit stop fail. So that I think Ricardo will go on to do well. His qualifying results were. Let's have a look here. Yeah, he got pole in Monaco.
yeah, I mean also with the new cars as well, like
Yeah,
extra downforce, wider tires as well. It's going to be more
yeah.
faster.
Also, didn't they reduce
25%.
the size of the front wings? I think.
Yeah, they did. I
Yeah,
think.
there's new rules and
Yeah.
everything. I'm not 100% sure about that. Don't quote me on that, but
Yeah,
I
they
heard,
won
yeah,
the DRS wings as well, so it's going to be much more faster in Monaco. Is I think everything's like pinpointing on Monaco because that's a much classic race to see as well.
yeah, it's one of the oldest races as well. So yeah,
Yeah, but I guess Spain is the next one, and it's going to be most focused now. So
yeah. So I think one of the Mercedes drivers will end up taking Spain. To be honest, I think most likely it's going to be Hamilton. My predicted podium is probably going to be Hamilton, Vettel, and Valtteri again. I obviously want Valtteri to win the race, but he's got some work to do if he wants to win.
yeah, I mean Russia he done really good, but that's uh, a thing that once first podium is really good, but if you're gonna pull it off again, you got to work harder as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, it's hard to predict as well when you got three teams that are doing really well, or I guess two teams now with Mercedes doing well and Ferrari are pulling up behind them.
yeah.
Or
Well, I'm going to be honest. I think those two teams are the ones that are going to dictate the rest of this season because they've, as I say, they've dominated the podiums, and I think they're going to continue to do so
oh, of
for the
course,
rest of the
yeah,
season, unless Red Bull can pull a trick out of the bag or even Force India.
yeah. I mean, if Red Bull like get some magic tricks out and stuff, so like 1-2 or 2-3s as well, like in the next couple of
Yeah,
races.
and I'm probably being a bit too optimistic here, but once uh the older guys retire, say Massa, well Massa's already retired, he's just come back for a bit.
Yeah.
Once Raikkonen retires, Alonso, sorry my dog's barking again. Damn,
Now that's the thing as well. Like all these,
professionalism.
yeah. Once these good, like more experienced drivers are more retiring, it's actually interesting to see who's going to come in and replace them, and also replace those who replace their replacees and stuff. So, because out of nowhere, Ocon comes in and uh, goes into Manor, and it's like
Yeah.
okay. So
So let's finish up with Spain, I guess. Who do you think's gonna win Spain?
well, it's hard to choose, but I mean, I think third place, um, Bottas.
Bottas, yeah.
I'm a bit skeptical, but second, I'd say Hamilton. First, Vettel.
First Vettel, you think so?
Yeah, I don't
Interesting.
know. He's on a roll, and he can. I think he can carry some fire with him when he does some pretty good things.
Yeah. So the race is on the 14th, and I guess we'll discuss it the following. We'll discuss. Sorry, we'll discuss the race the following week,
Yeah.
and we can also discuss the qualifiers because that'd be
Yes.
really interesting to talk about,
Yeah.
especially the
Exactly.
um, competitiveness so far between Ferrari and Mercedes. I'd like to see Bottas get another pole in Spain.
Yeah. It's very close as well, as I said before. So very close year ahead of us, I guess. See what happens between those two. So,
Yeah, because I think whoever wins Spain will go on to dictate the rest of the season. Because that's just what I think. Is whichever team wins,
yeah,
and as I say, it's just Ferrari and Mercedes dictating everything so far. They've really dominated all races and dominated well.
yeah, they have been dominating through the past next years, but last year's. But I'd like to see Ferrari come and take the step forward and actually
Go ahead of
change,
Mercedes.
yeah, actually challenge and actually get some change up in the constructors and drivers championships.
I guess that's down to Raikkonen, isn't it? Because Vettel seems to be flying up front in every race so far.
Yeah,
Raikkonen needs to, you know, get on the podium pretty much every single race if they want to beat Mercedes, because Mercedes has been on a roll the last 2 3 years.
Yeah, especially this year, it's like 1-2, 2-3, 1-3, and all that. So
Yeah, and Ferrari.
Russia, they're then 2-3. So I mean, Raikkonen wasn't too happy with that. I guess he actually left early. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's good to see Ferrari on the podium, but more likely, I would like to see a Red Bull there as well.
So would I, man. So would I. I think Daniel Ricciardo's not saying that just because we're from Perth. Totally not. That's not the reason we're supporting Daniel, right? Right? We're not supporting him
Right.
just because he's from Perth, right?
No,
100% unbiased support to Daniel Ricciardo.
it's actually because he's had like pretty bad luck. I mean,
Yeah,
coming from what I've seen, what the team and him are doing, he deserves more than a couple of wins. He can do a very big impact on the grid in the championship and the drivers' championship. It's the things that like the car situations
yeah,
at the moment, I guess. So yeah, it'd be good to see him up in 1, 2, or 3. So especially one.
yeah. All right then, Aaron. Thank you for your time. We will
That's
discuss
all good.
the Spanish Grand Prix in 2 weeks, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Right. Thanks for listening. If you actually lasted this long, I congratulate you.
Awesome. Cheers.